everybody. Welcome to Nerd News Now. I'm Harry. This is Meg.
Hey.
Tonight we've got a great show for you. Michael Binks from Kotaku will be here to talk to us for our Gadget Breakdown. Yeah. Taylor Ellis will be here to show us the Heroes of the Storm beta from Blizzard. And later we'll have our band D.I.O. But first, let's get right to business.
All right, so the Emmy nominations for this year have been announced, and it sure has quite a few nominations. Not surprisingly, my favorite show, Game of Thrones, swept the categories with 19 nominations. Peter Dinklage and Lena Headey have been nominated as supporting actors, and they sure deserve it. A lifetime ago, Breaking Bad's finale aired, but it missed the Emmys last year, and it looks like it's making a comeback with several nominations, such as Aaron Paul and Bryan Cranston getting nominations. Big Bang Theory and Orange is the New Black got comedy nominations, and The Hilarious Archer has also been nominated. Great news to all the fans of the Space-Time Doctor. This has been this show's 8th season with Steve Moffat. A new trailer has been released, and it looks like the new season will be amazing. Here's a special exclusive trailer that we have.
That's cool. Do you use Google's amazing TV streaming device Chromecast? Are you one of the many millions that also pirate TV or movies? Well, Popcorn Time, an open source program, has announced that you can now install its app onto Chromecast and be able to stream pirated movies directly onto your TV. Well, Google will not condone the Popcorn Time, and they removed it from their store. That won't stop many users from installing it onto their Chromecast and using it. Have you been on the internet recently? Have you heard of the 4chan Tumblr war? No? Are you living under a rock? Well, Tumblr recently encroached on 4chan's grounds, and 4chan was not happy. They decided to fill Tumblr with porn and gore. Yeah. America! And create so much traffic to the site that it would flood their servers, otherwise known as a DDoS attack. Tumblr learned of this, and that attack backfired. With tensions between the two becoming heated, what will happen next? We will keep you informed. A recent plan by Tim Draper was announced that in the November 2016 ballot that California voters can vote to split California into 6 separate states. While some believe this would harm California, Tim says it would actually benefit California because smaller governments would be able to work closer with their constituents. 59% of California and the majority of the Democratic Party are not happy with it, but we will see what becomes of this. All of you might be excited for this one. Zach Danger Brown recently kickstarted himself to make potato salad. Yeah! Food! He had a $10 goal, which he was going to use to make potato salad, but he has now since raised $50,000. That's a lot of money to make potato salad. Most likely, Zach will be using some of the money to fulfill all of the pledge rewards promised to the many people who gave him money. In the Middle East, Israel and Hamas resumed military action again. Israel agreed to a ceasefire brokered by Egypt, but resumed military action after Palestinian militants continued to fire rockets into Israel. Benjamin Netanyahu, Israel's prime minister, ordered airstrikes to continue after militants didn't stop. Secretary of State John Kerry said that Israel has the right to defend themselves and that it should not be condoned that the Gaza launched an attack in the midst of a ceasefire agreement that both sides had agreed to in good faith. He said that he would travel to the region if need be, and said that Egypt deserves the time and space to resolve this.
I guess you could say things are getting a little hairy. No? All right, whatever.
You're adopted. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
My name is Megan. Welcome back. Now let's get right to it in today's viral overload.
This This week on Viral Overload, we start by taking a look at YouTube vlogger Sunshine Shate, who blogs his experience on a roller coaster.
Seems normal, right? Just a kid on a roller coaster.
Oh, everyone has the best angles for their selfies. They know what they look good with. He's clearly found his.
Oh, Sunshine looks like he needs some sunglasses.
Oh boy, if you stabilize this video, he's a part of a Class 9 earthquake right now. And that's his mouth. I think he gave himself a black eye with the phone at one point.
Next up, we've got an interesting character that likes to sing to dubstep.
Ah, yes, the mating call of the American male virgin.
This is how the American teen takes out his sexual frustration.
Oh God, his mom is so ashamed. She left the ironing board in the background to remind him and everyone else that he lives at home. Poor kid.
I don't even know what else to comment on.
This is Transformers Outtakes, I'm pretty sure.
Well, that's all the viral videos we have for you today. We wouldn't want you to get sick of them. Oh, come on.
I love you.
Now we have my favorite segment, Gadget Breakdown.
Bye.
Gadget Breakdown.
Okay, today on Gadget Breakdown, we have Michael Binks from Kotaku here to tell us about Sony's new PlayStation 3. Now, how are you, Michael?
I'm doing pretty good, Harry.
Great to hear. Now, so to start us off, what can you tell us about the PlayStation 3? What are you most excited about?
The fact that it has a Blu-ray drive built into it is just phenomenal. It's a definite step up from the PS2 where it just had a DVD drive built into it. And with the new Blu-ray drive, you can play your Blu-ray movies, you can play your new PS3 games that are all Blu-ray discs now. It's just fantastic.
With everything in entertainment jumping from standard definition to high definition, it only makes sense for video game consoles to follow suit.
Exactly. Everything going full HD is just the way that technology is moving right now. And it's only logical that PS3 joins the wagon and just goes along with it.
Absolutely. Now, with that new added high definition, tell me how that affects the graphics.
It improves the graphics and makes everything look crisper because the Blu-ray discs are full 1080p. The graphics can follow suit and really shine and really pull through, as we'll later see.
Absolutely. Now, also another new feature about this console that we didn't really see much of in PlayStation 2 is downloadable content. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Since it's got built-in Wi-Fi, you can go onto the PlayStation Network store and download like DLC for games or download a movie or music or anything you really want to your console.
Now, being that we're downloading a lot more things now, we've moved on from memory cards that we used to see. Tell me a bit about the hard drive space.
As you said, we've gone, the PS3 no longer has memory cards in it. It's got built-in hard drives, like a computer would, where you just save everything to the actual console so you can get it whenever you want.
How large is this new hard drive that we're seeing?
There are a bunch of different ones, because there's a bunch of different models for the PS3. There's some that are 20 gigs and some that go up to 500 gigs.
That is a relief from the old age of memory cards.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what about the new graphics hardware?
Well, the PS3 has a new NVIDIA RSX card, which really, like with the Blu-ray, it pushes graphics to games to like the next level. Everything looks so realistic now.
Absolutely fantastic. Shall we give it a try?
Sure, let's.
All right.
Now, as you can see, the clouds and the backdrops to this game, Bioshock Infinite, is just beautiful because the NVIDIA card and the Blu-ray disc are just pushing the graphics and the system's processing so much to make it look this beautiful. So many polygons on screen being rendered and pushed through to their fullest.
And the fact that we're seeing this in high definition on a 42-inch plasma screen television, we're not seeing any kind of major pixels. We're not seeing anything blown out or you know, dusty or anything like that. This still looks clear.
Exactly.
That is this new console hard at work. Fantastic. That is really good news. Now, I have heard some things about the controller. Can you tell me a bit about that?
The controller, it's got the shoulder buttons have been changed, so they fall back a little bit more, so that way it's a little more comfortable on your fingers when you're firing or what have you. And we also made the controller lighter because we figured the PS2 controller, it wasn't broken, so don't fix it. and we just made it a little bit lighter so it's less weight on your hands so you can play longer and enjoy it more.
It is a pretty iconic design.
Exactly.
Now, this one has a built-in accelerometer. Can you tell me about that?
The accelerometer helps with, because we've gone wireless now, it helps with latency, so you don't have like button lag and stuff that was a problem with last generation consoles when they had third-party wireless controllers. You'd click a button and it'd take like a couple milliseconds. It lagged just enough to where it was an issue, and then we fixed it with this version and the DualShock 3.
That's absolutely wonderful. We've talked a lot about positives for the new PlayStation 3. Tell me about any negatives our consumers should be aware of.
There are some negatives, such as the reader ribbon problem that I'm sure some people are aware of, that in the first couple batches when the PS3 was shipped, if you put too many discs in or you let it run for too long, the ribbon that reads the discs in the console would tear, and you wouldn't be able to read discs anymore. You'd still be able to access it and it would still work, but you just couldn't put discs in and have them being read. But if you got the warranty on it, you could ship it back to PS3 headquarters and they'd get it fixed for you and ship it right on back.
That's certainly thankful. Hopefully none of our viewers have that issue with the ribbon. Okay, how much would this console set back any of our viewers?
Unfortunately, it does have a high price point of $600, but the reason I see it as justifiable if you have the money to invest into it, it's so many things built into one. It's a DVD player, it's a Blu-ray player, which are still pricey right now, and it's a PS3.
Absolutely. You've got a lot going on for that price point. What would you rate this console, and should our viewers buy it?
I would give it a 9 out of 10. I know about the reader ribbon problem and the price point. It is a definite setback, but it's everything built into one. I don't see why you wouldn't want to get one.
There you have it. Thank you, Michael, for coming by. When we return, we'll see how it handles our Gadget Breakdown.
Superman, Batman and Robin, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Meg.
Welcome back to Gadget Breakdown. Now, as you saw in that last segment, we took a nice in-depth look at the new PlayStation 3 from Sony.
There's a PlayStation 4 out now.
What?
There's a PlayStation 4 out.
So you're telling me that this console that I just reviewed in the last segment is already obsolete?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's unfortunate, but we do have protocol for this situation. See, we here at Gadget Breakdown aren't fans of obsolete technologies, and we have a way of dismantling them. I have this special Sony-issued PlayStation dismantling device, and I'm going to use it like so. There's a disc in it. They left Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I am so destroying this DVD. Now back to the news desk.
Welcome to Invitation Only, the segment where we dive into the newest games playable in beta. Today we are talking about Blizzard's Hero of the Storm, and to talk about it with us is our resident game guru, Taylor Ellis.
Hey, how are you doing, Megan?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah.
So Taylor, what can you tell us about this game?
Well, let's get the footage up and we'll talk about it.
All
okay,
right.
so first off, Heroes of the Storm is a MOBA type game, which is a multiplayer online battle arena style game.
Okay, cool.
And what that means is it's a lot like it's a lot like League of Legends and Dota 2 for those that have played that. And so that's basically, what it is as a game.
Awesome. So how is the gameplay when we get to it?
We're loading into a map right here, and so we'll load into our Nexus, and the way this works is we're gonna pick a character, and we have like 4 or 5 different abilities, and so we'll start off by picking the talent, and as we level up, we will get more talents. And the whole objective of this game is, as you can see in the bottom right corner, there are 3 lanes as what they're called, and the point is to go down one of the lanes and into the teammate's base or the team's base, the other team's base.
Cool. So what is the difference between Heroes of the Storm and other games?
Well, the main difference between Heroes of the Storm and Dota 2 and League of Legends is the complexity of those games have been kind of stripped down for this game. For instance, in League of Legends, you have last hits, where when you're killing the minions, you have to get a last hit on them in order to get experience or gold. Well, in this, you just have to kill them at all. And the experience kind of rewards as your whole team, so your whole team works together to gain experience and gain levels, unlike in the other games where it's like one player can, rocket up to level 20 and the other ones are kind of stuck behind. So it really helps that team aspect of it, really brings it up, and I think the less complexity is actually really just ironed out all the issues with the other games.
Cool. So what about the graphics in this game?
Well, the game graphics, it is in alpha right now. So what that means is we're not 100% sure on what the final game is going to look like, but from what I can tell is that you don't really have to have a high-end gaming PC to run the game. Mm-hmm. You can really get a good sense of the detail and stuff if you run it on like a 3-year-old laptop. You just bring down to like medium or so, and it's totally fine. Whereas if you do have the high-end PCs, you can really put it on extreme, and you just get the really nice raw power of the graphics. It looks really nice.
It does.
Yeah.
Now, tell me about lore.
Well, the way that the Heroes of the Storm's lore works is the Blizzard universe has like 3 main franchises. They have Diablo, StarCraft, and World of Warcraft, and the heroes from those stories, really like some of the heroes that stick out, they've taken those and they've put them in Heroes of the Storm, and then they use those as playable characters in the game, and that's really cool because maybe you like Thrall or whatever from Warcraft, and you're like, oh, I'd love to play as Thrall like you did in the RTSs, but now you can play against Diablo or Raynor from StarCraft, other players. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty cool.
So is this free to play or is it pay to play?
Well, the way the game model or the business model for this type of game works is you'll have like 5 free heroes that cycle out each week, mm-hmm. and so you'll take you'll pick one of those heroes and you'll play throughout the week, and then the next week you'll have 5 different players to play. But if you want to play the same one, you'll have to buy them with in-game gold, and the way you can get gold is either by paying for gold, or you play and you get experience and you unlock gold that way. And so it takes a lot longer to get through the game if you play than as opposed to pay, but that model has actually proven to be pretty successful in this industry lately. So
cool. So when is the release date for Heroes of the Storm?
Well, currently we don't have a release date for Heroes of the Storm. It is in alpha, so that's to be expected. But what we're thinking is we'll know a little more at BlizzCon 2014, and hopefully I'm thinking that spring, maybe summer of next year is when we'll get a full release of the game. Who knows? They might end up going like where they release the beta, and it's just like they did with Hearthstone. They're going to release an open beta, and then everyone can play until the game's finally released. So.
That's awesome. So can you? Never mind. Thank you for taking the time with us today, Taylor.
No problem.
And after this commercial break, we will return with our rapid movie review segment.
Cool. Guess we're not going to cut to commercial.
Oh, we're going to keep.
Awesome.
Okay.
So how are you today?
We're just going to keep you here. And now it is time for a rapid movie review segment, where we review some of the greatest movies of the summer as fast as possible. Can I get 30 seconds on the clock, please?
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg is scared and confused again. Big explosions, nothing else. Apes are smarter than everyone except for Gary Oldman. Who would have guessed? If you can guess which one dies, you'll save yourself a lot of tissues. Angelina Jolie plays herself and continues to scare little children. At least she's a pretty awesome dragon, though.
Yeah.
This movie would be much better if Bryan Cranston was the only actor and Godzilla appeared in the film. This was the movie for Nick Cage. Too bad his schedule was far too busy to appear here. Amazing 10 out of 10 to go see this movie now. And that has been our rapid movie reviews for today. We'll see you guys when we get back.
It's now time for Reddit on Reddit. Take a look at our first photo. Okay, I can almost guarantee you this is the exact same reaction this girl had when her parents gave her the iPhone 3 instead of the iPhone 4 for Christmas 2 years ago. White girl problems. Oof, that's rough. I can almost guarantee you that the guy did not think this is what his wife was talking about when she said she wanted to try scissoring on vacation. Too much? Not enough. Okay, not enough. Let's keep going then. I almost feel like this picture should be accompanied by a Sarah McLachlan song and added to a slideshow for an ASPCA commercial. Not a dog, but kids that are crippled is pretty scad too. Happy to hear that he wasn't actually missing any legs, but he is going for a reverse birth. Let's see how he does with that. All right. Oh, wow, Night Terrors. I missed you guys. Okay. This is why dad selfies are creepy and parents shouldn't have phones that take pictures. Simple enough. All right. Oh, wow, what do you know? There's actually some money in Washington. That's a shocker to me. Oh, boy. Okay. I know this is all fun, but I have to be real for a second here. There's just some things that I see where I get really offended, and this is one of them. Who puts bacon in the microwave? This is a legitimate question. Yeah. You're taking the flavor out of the best breakfast food. This is like taking a Ferrari and driving in the slow lane, people. Yeah. Bacon is a food course. In my house, it's a food group. It's on the top of the pyramid. It's a gift from God. Do not ruin my bacon. Okay, well that's it for today's news. Next week, we'll be reviewing the PS4 and talk to the creators of the World of Warcraft movie set to come out in 2016. But before we leave, this wouldn't be N-Cubed without our very own rock band D.I.O. to play us out. Let's go!